Hello fam, how you guys doing? Today's video will not be long. Our XAUUSD trade on our previous analysis, we're actually going to be checking on USDCHF, but let us just check on XAUUSD. So our XAUUSD trade on our previous analysis is moving beautifully. I've already taken closed half of my position. I still have one runner that I was targeting 28.30. I'm going to post a screenshot immediately after this. So I'm going to post a screenshot. I'm actually targeting 28.30, but there's also possibility that it could keep going up to 3,000. So that is just a possibility. But I was also, this is just my rough sketching of what I was foreseeing that could decide to happen, because there's usually that thing that usually happens when gold reaches the, let's say 25.30, 26.30, 27.30. there's usually some form of reaction. We always see that the market reaches those levels and it starts to retrace. Okay, it usually starts to retrace. Let's take an example of around this area right here. You're actually going to see it's near 27.30. Same thing happened. Okay, it's actually near 27.30 where this drop started, right? It's actually near, yeah, we're actually on that level of 27.30. Let's keep going down. Where's 26.30? 26.30. Let's see, it's around somewhere right here. Okay, so somewhere around here. Previously, was there reaction? Not that much reaction that time. But if we look at 25.30, there was reaction. You can clearly see that there was strong reaction during that time. So I'm expecting that there's possibility. That's why if you look at 26.30, there wasn't much reaction, but eventually 27.30 had that reaction. So I'm estimating that there's possibility that we could potentially see the market react from that 26.30. It's just my estimation, because there's the trajectory where we're looking at continuing going to the upside up until we reach 3,000. Or there's a second possibility where this market could decide to just tap into 26.30, 28.30, and then we see a strong retracement back down. Obviously, there will be buyers who will be waiting at this trend line to buy. When the market sees that, it's going to actually break below it, retest, and then continue dropping down, maybe up to this level, taking all this liquidity and tapping into this trend line. So there's that possibility that this could decide to happen. It's not a guarantee. It's just my sketch. Okay, it's just my sketch. There's that, or there's a possibility we could see the market break above this, and then obviously we're seeing here a break of structure, right? So this is a new break of structure that we are seeing right here. So we could probably see the market break above this, so retrace, giving us just a beautiful retracement, maybe into this fair value gap, this inefficiency that was left behind right here. We see it coming maybe into this inefficiency, or even tap just right directly into this, and then we see a continuation to the upside until the time we reach 3,000. So there's those two possibilities. For now, everything is just based on, we're actually going to be checking on psychological levels. We are going to be checking on apart from psychological levels, we're going to be using the Fibonacci extension to see where probably this market could decide to reach. Okay, but overall, gold is heading up to 3,000, and eventually it will keep going up and up and up. So that being said and done, let's get to USD Swiss francs. This episode is brought to you by Smart Charts, a premium charting platform. In this platform, you will get the ability to trade using our AI generated signals. Our AI generated signals have been backtested and proven very effective, with our best strategy being the breakfast breakout strategy. Has the best success rate with very good risk reward that you will be able to earn profitably for a very long time. The breakfast breakout strategy is very simple. It just works with the opening of the London, New York, or Asian session. Apart from that, we have other different strategies AI generated that you can use during the whole day. We also have education platform where you get to learn from the best in the trading game. Okay, use our education mentors to train you on how you can execute with the best risk reward, with the best success rate. Not only that, you will be able to take the 5,000 to 50,000 challenge with me. Click the link in the bio to register. This is the trade that we took on yesterday's live session. This was the trade that we took on yesterday's live session. So there's those who will not actually realize that this is actually an active trade, but I didn't explain why we were taking this trade. I just put some levels, and that was all. So let me explain why we bought USDCHF and why I am seeing why I put that sell limit that I had put while we were on the live, right? So as you can clearly see, we were strongly pushing bullish. We were on USDCHF. We were strongly pushing bullish, and then this happened. Obviously, when we see the market now break structure, what do we expect? We expect a retracement into a level that is usually a discount, and then we see a continuation, right? That's what we always expect. So we were obviously expecting that this market between this level and this level, so my discount level is usually 0.6, but you can start from 0.5. It just depends. This entire level, okay, let's just mark it out so that you can clearly see it. This entire level right here, this is usually discount, but my main discount area usually lies between 0.618 and 0.8. okay, right here, right there. Okay, so let's just delete that. So you're going to see that the market tapped into this discount area, pushed upwards. Okay, we saw a strong push to the upside, and then we saw this market come back. Obviously there was some, if we go maybe on the 1 hour time frame, we'll probably see that there was an inefficiency around this area. Not only that, this area had proven to become support. Okay, this area had proven to become support. So we saw the market pull back as a form of retracement, then a break of this structure. So what do we saw a continuation. So what do we expect? We expect that this market is going to continue and come and take this high, but that did not happen. This low did not take that high. So the market created a higher low, but the higher low was not strong enough to go take that high. So what eventually happened? We eventually saw now the market starting to shift and change its trajectory from an uptrend down to a downtrend. So what do we see? We see now the market on the 4 hour time frame giving us now a lower high, then a lower low, then a lower high, then a lower low. We just keep seeing that repeating. So what do we expect? We expect that there is probability, once this low was taken, which is actually liquidity, there is probability that we still need to expect this market to come back down into this level that sent the market to the upside. Okay, this level is the one that made this entire push happen. So we expect at least this market to come and mitigate into this level, where we might now start seeing some good buying opportunities coming up, or the market might decide to even break through and continue all the way down to come maybe into this level, or this other level down here, or this other level. I've already marked out some levels that I'll be watching out for. So as I've been seeing this, I was asking myself, is this the best time for me to teach you guys on how I trade this strategy? Okay, it's basically simple. I've already given you an overview of how I usually make my entries. Okay, I've given you an overview of how I usually make my entries. So basically, we wait. If the market is creating for us higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows, what do I wait to see? I usually wait to see the market retrace into my, if right now we are on an uptrend, I usually expect the market to retrace into my discount area, then I would buy. Okay, so in this scenario, or in this case, I would be buying around here. I would be buying right there, putting my stop loss slightly below this discount area, and probably I would put my stop loss slightly around this level right here. Okay, slightly around this level. I might even decide to put it here, and then target a 1:2 risk reward. As always, I would target a 1:2 risk reward. So 1:2, where is 1:2? Okay, right there. Slightly, you're going to realize that at 1:2 is slightly above this break, above this this high that was created. So we would potentially see a break of structure, then an entry into our target zone. Okay, but what did we see happening in this area? I actually did not take this trade. I was not part of this trade. I'm just describing how I normally take my trades. Okay, how I normally take my trades. So I would open a market that I feel interested in. When I see that this market is moving towards a trend, a certain direction, then I would look to just leave my limit orders and wait for them to trigger and let them run. So in this scenario, this market moved in fact 0.9. okay, this is just about a 1:1. This moved roughly a 1:1. If you decided to put your stop loss somewhere around here, because I know some guys who do that, so if you decided to put your stop loss somewhere around here, yeah, if you decide, or somewhere around here, this would be a safe one. Yeah, if you put your stop loss somewhere around here, 1:2.1, 1:1.23, that is a safe that is a safe point to now say, now it's time for me to break even. So let's say you decided to break even, because obviously it has already hit 1:1.23, so it's time to break even. So you've broken even, and the market decides to now come back down and take your break even. It's as simple as that. So when I usually say that, that's why usually so a trade like this now showed us a shift in character. Okay, now we are looking at this trade in a perspective that, now we start looking at this trade in a perspective that we are now pushing bearish. Okay, we are now pushing bearish. But remember that it is also possible to trade sells. It's also possible to sell while you're looking for a long-term buy. Okay, and it's also possible to do the other opposite. So that's the exact same thing I'm doing right here. So I saw this market come back down, create this low, then this market came back up. Okay, it came back up, and then now we saw this market retrace into this inefficient price action. Instead of coming down and taking this low, what happened was this market pushed back up strongly, leaving an inefficient price action, telling us that now this is highly probable that this market is going to target this liquidity that is resting right here. Okay, there's liquidity that is resting right here before we see a continuation to the downside. Okay, before we see a continuation to the downside, this being a strong supply zone. So what do we expect? What do we sit down and expect? We sit down and tell ourselves that if this has happened, then when the market is creating higher highs and higher lows, when it's breaking structure each and every time, what do? We seek to, okay, same thing that was happening here, So obviously I would set my limit orders exactly where I had told you. So right here, there was inefficient price action that was happening around here, and I am seeing the market create new highs. So what do I expect? I expect that I should be buying that market. Okay, I should be buying that market. But where am I buying it to? I'm buying this market to this liquidity that is resting right here, to this high that is resting right here. So I expect the market to come and take that liquidity, get into this supply zone. Okay, this is my supply zone. Get into this supply zone. We give it some headroom for the market to do what it does best. Okay, if the market would like to continue and push into this other supply zone, okay, if it decides to come push to this high side, then at least I would know that I still have room for this market to move now back towards my direction, also giving me more entry probabilities, where I'm risking here 1%. When this market decides to push up to this zone, I can scale in another 1% or 2%, and then roughly I will have 3% running. When the market pushes towards my direction, I am going to make over what I had anticipated. And when it decides to go take my stop loss, I am not going to lose a lot. Okay, I'm not going to lose a lot. I'm going to lose a simple amount. Okay, an amount that I can fathom. Okay, so obviously right now I'm sitting back and telling myself, this trade, we actually activated this trade on the live session. I'll probably link it in one of these corners right here. You're going to see it. But the live session that we did yesterday was this exact setup, this buy entry that is currently running in massive profits. Okay, so what do I expect? I did not even explain why the market kept pushing back into our entry, Okay, so we can clearly see that this area right here was support. I'm going to show you exactly how that support was created. Immediately this market came and gave us a low and then started pushing back up. When it came back down to this protected low that was so-called protected, what happened here is the market created support. Okay, it found support at this level. So what do we expect to see? We expect that every time once the market breaks below this, we are going to be looking to continue selling, and when the market breaks above this, we are going to be looking to buy. So this market bought until here, came back down, broke below, but failed to constantly break below this, just a liquidity sweep. We saw it push back up, and then it came back now with a strong selling pressure into this support zone. Okay, into this support zone where we saw it pushing back up, giving us a retracement, and then back down. Now we saw a consolidation, some form of consolidation, and then a strong break below this. So this is the exact same thing I expect around here. So we are seeing a consolidation around the zone. We expect a strong break above this, and then maybe a retracement back down. That is maybe because we are working with probabilities. Okay, we're working with probabilities. Okay, so I've already spoken about XAUSD. Current trade that I'm running is USD Swiss franc. I was looking at NASDAQ today. But I'm not really going to focus on it right now. I'm not really going to focus on it. Let's just check on it maybe on a broader perspective, just see what has been happening. So I was expecting that this market would react to either supply around here. Obviously we're seeing now this act as demand. This area is acting as a solid demand zone right here. Okay, due to this inefficient price action that was happening right there. So let's say something like this, we see a beautiful push into this, we've seen a beautiful push into this. Now this, we can call this support, and then I was looking at filling this gap that is right there. So let's say something like this. Okay, let's say something like this. This is not a signal, this is not a signal. It's not yet a signal because I have not fully analyzed this market, but we're seeking to fill this gap and maybe at least take these highs that are right here. So I'm seeing a probability of us maybe taking this trade, putting a stop loss obviously somewhere around here, and then letting it run, obviously letting it run, and then we see if we can take these highs. Probably not. Right now this is just hearsay, but I am planning to take this trade on NASDAQ, or to fill this gap, continuation into maybe this imbalance, or but I just want to see this high getting taken. Why? Because if a gap is formed on Monday, then there's usually very high chances that it's going to be filled before the week ends. Okay, if a gap is formed before Monday, always expect that whatever is going to happen, but before the week ends, that gap is going to be filled. That's how NASDAQ and US30 usually work. So I've been expecting that this market is going to push all the way up, fill this gap, at least fill this gap, and maybe come and take these highs. I'm looking at taking these highs. That's exactly what I've been looking at, taking these highs. Okay, so probably I am going to put my stop loss somewhere around here. If I get into this entry, I'm just waiting to see maybe how this candle closes, and I'll see whether I'm getting into this trade right now or I'll wait. I was actually planning to take this trade around to something around here, right here, at this pullback into this inefficiency at a certain point. I think it was a couple days ago. When was this? Yeah, on Wednesday. Today is Thursday. Yeah, it was yesterday. I was planning to take this trade, but I told myself, let me just give it a rest. Let me give it a rest because I had entered into many trades at that specific time. That's why you actually saw me on a drawdown. It was mainly because I had too many entries that I had made this week. Either way, XAUSD is doing good. NASDAQ, I'm still looking at this. We have seen a revisit into this, so probably we're going to see this market push bullish, but I'm not really going to take this entry right now. I'm going to wait for this candle to close and wait to see exactly how it plays out. If I like what I'm seeing, then I'm taking an entry, but not right now. I'll probably take the entry tomorrow, New York session, because as I have said, any gap that is formed on Monday, expect that by the end of the week it is going to get filled. Before the end of the week, it is going to get filled. So tomorrow is Friday. Today this market has not filled this gap. It has actually tapped into this gap. It tapped into this gap today at around, it was around 4 or 5 p.m. I'm not really sure. It was around 4 or 5 p.m. Kenyan time. Actually it was 5 p.m. Kenyan time. It tapped into this, and then we saw now this strong pullback into the downside. So what I'm seeing is I'm going to be waiting to see exactly how this market plays out around this zone, and maybe take this entry, push bullish all the way to this high that is right here. Okay, so so probably, if not today, I will be taking an entry on NASDAQ tomorrow, New York session. As I've said, that is that. Okay, so bang, I'm out.